There's no reason to feel stuck or quarantined or locked down or behind bars when you could be feeling relaxed, refreshed, and ready to change your perspective. Hey, it's your girl Abby, aka New Age Coach here, and I am lighting the way for those on their way to the light. And to my soul vibers, that is those of you who are already subscribed, thank you. And anyone new just tuning in, welcome. On this channel, we talk all things self and soul development. So if you like that vibe and want to join the tribe, hit subscribe. In today's video, I wanted to talk about the importance of perspective. This is not the first video I've ever talked about perspective, but I thought it more important than ever given the current circumstances, right? And I was inspired to make this video from a text message, a family group text where my sister sent a message out. She was having a conversation with her son, my nephew, and she was telling him, you know, to get on with his routine and make sure he's doing his schoolwork and to stick on a schedule and how important that is right now. Into which my 16-year-old high schooler nephew, I know, I look too young to have a 16-year-old nephew. Don't, thank you. I know you're thinking it. But he said, but mom, it's Corona-Cation. And I just think that is the funniest thing. And it really inspired me to make this video because you know what? My nephew has the attitude right. Because right now in this global climate, we hear the words lockdown and quarantine and isolation and social distancing. And those all carry a certain heavy energy and weight to it. It causes this kind of energy of panic and stress and just craziness and just like, you know, out of controlness. But then we have this other side of the coin, which is really like almost a vacation. That elicits, you know, emotions like happiness and excitement and relaxation and pausing and time out, right? Those two things have different feels to it energetically. And at the end of the day right now, both of these two sides of the coin, they're the same coin. They both mean that we are, you know, at home right now or wherever you are currently, where you are being contained, right? Being asked not to go out. At the end result from both of these things is to remain safe and in one space. So even though the end goal is the same, you have the choice on kind of which way you want to view this. Do you want to be on lockdown or do you want to be on staycation, aka Corona-Cation? I wanted to give some examples of how I've been doing that over these last few weeks on my Corona-Cation, right? So the first thing is the words I'm using, right? I'm consciously making an effort to use words that carry higher vibrations so that I can shift my energy and focus on the positive things right now. So for example, right now we hear everybody saying, I can't do this, I can't go there, I can't have this, I can't touch that, I can't see this person, I can't. For me, I'm sitting in a space of gratitude right now, a space of saying, okay, it's not that I can't do this, it's just I get to do this in a new way. And shifting I can't to I get to, it just has a whole new feeling and vibration in that. Even just saying that makes you feel so much more in control and so much more grateful. So it's not I can't see my family or my friends right now. It's I get to be creative and how that new connection looks like. And now that might be through Wi-Fi or FaceTime or Zoom or whatever that new tool is for connectivity. But it's not that I can't, it's I get to actually get my creative juices going and think of new fun ways we get to interact with each other that we might have never even done before our Corona-Cation. Something as simple as you know, I'm a fan of coffee, and I think caffeine and spirituality is a whole separate video. Everyone has their opinions about that, but for me personally, I love coffee. But before this Corona-Cation, right? I found myself going to a drive-through on my way to work every morning, sometimes 2 to 3 times a day, okay? And that wasn't because I was thinking about that. It was just habitual. It was part of my routine. It didn't take any thinking. I was on auto drive. It was part of just a habit of needing to go through this drive-through, purchase something, have it in my hand for my drive to work, for example, right? And it's exactly that type of conditioning, that acting without any thought behind it, that belief system that I needed coffee to be productive, right? Then I get to work and I'm having 2 to 3 coffees a day because I in my mind, I link that to productivity. If I'm stressed with a project at work or doing too much or think I have too much on my plate and I need some energy, I'll go refill my coffee cup, right? And if you take a step back, something as simple as that, right? This idea of a Corona-Cation for something as simple as coffee has taught me how to unprogram that behavior, or what I actually link coffee to in my experience. So for example, right now, it's not something that's just so automated. It actually takes effort for me at home to brew a fresh cup of coffee. I have to be thoughtful about brewing that. Furthermore, I enjoy that experience. It's actually something I look forward to because it fills my house up with the scent of coffee, which I absolutely love. And it makes me feel so homey. And I get to see the steam coming out of my cup when I sit at my cozy table before I set into a routine to actually get up and running for work, right? It's very mindful, and it's creating an experience of enjoying this cup of coffee and being with it instead of just rushing through the motions to get that coffee through a habit and shove it in my face and then repeating that pattern without thinking. On this Corona-Cation, it's brought forth a level of mindfulness for everything that I'm doing, even down to the simple act of making a cup of coffee. And it's that gratitude aspect again. Some people aren't even afforded the luxury to have money without an income right now to even afford the luxury of coffee, right? So I get to have that experience right now, and it's something that I don't take for granted, where before I did. Another example of how I'm applying this perspective shift is, again, this idea of doing things to really take care of my mental, spiritual, physical health. All of those things, think about it. When you're on a vacation or a staycation, you again want to try new experiences. You want to do active things that keep you engaged and keep your body and energy going. You're swimming, you're biking, you're being active, you're going to the spa, right? That's something we always want to do if we go on a tropical vacation somewhere. At least that's always on my agenda, is to hit up the spa. It's no different. It's that shift in perspective. You're not on lockdown. You still have freedom of choice for what you want to think about and where you want to put your attention and where you want to put your efforts. So if you have that face mask that you know has been sitting in your bathroom forever, use it, right? If your nails look like mine right now, a hot mess because all the nail shops are closed down. Well, guess what? Take the time to paint your own nails, make your own little spa day, because you get that opportunity right now. Before this Corona-Cation, you know, it was just going boom, 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 zing, zing, zag. Like I was off. I was running in the car, driving to work, 1.5 hours to 2 hours, getting to work, boom, 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 meetings all day, having to go to different activities and events after work. Just, it was so freaking busy that I never even had a chance to stop and pause to take care of these things. And by the time I would get home, for example, from such a long day, I wouldn't want to meditate, for example. I wouldn't want to put that face mask on. I wouldn't want to take an extra long, steamy, hot shower, right? Those are things that I just put to the side because I was so just mentally drained. My cup was not full for my own self. And in this staycation, this Corona-Cation, we have an opportunity to really, again, bring back that mindfulness and do things that are gonna aid in our wholeness, our holistic health, mind, body, spirit. So again, whether that's a face mask, whether that's a little self manicure that you're giving to yourself, whether that's a lot of time to watch a documentary or TV, whether that is meditating, like I've brought back into my day-to-day now because I get to do that. I'm not spending 1.5 hours in my car anymore driving to work. So that's time I get to recoup and put into reading, into meditating, into taking a quick walk outside into nature. So I'm not feeling quarantine. I'm actually feeling more free than ever because I get to reinvest energy back into myself on this little Corona-Cation. Another example of how I am enjoying this Corona-Cation right now is in cooking, right? And my mom's probably shaking her head at this video, or anyone who knows me, like, Abby and cooking in the same sentence. No, that doesn't work out. I'm not the greatest cook, but you know what my point is back to that experience, back to that mindfulness. Again, before this whole lockdown, you know, or Corona-Cation, before I would have no qualms about stopping for a box of pizza on my way home when I didn't have time to cook for my day that I just told you has always been hectic and doing a million things into such a short time. The whole aspect of that self-care routine kind of fell to the wayside with how busy life was. And in this pause, I am finding so much fun in making actual meals. And that's for a number of reasons. One is because it's something to do, right? In this Corona-Cation, we want things to do to keep us entertained, to keep us, you know, invested in a process, to keep our minds focused on positive things. So cooking is a great way. It's a very hands-on experience. The second reason why I'm loving this is because you get to put that love and energy into food you're making to nourish yourself and whoever lives with you, right? So they get to taste that love quite literally. That's a real thing. And it's also about the types of food that you get to do. Like I said before, if I'm stopping for pizza or fast food or just all of these really quick, easy or frozen meal type things, like obviously that is not good for your health and your well-being. And I'm no different. I fell prey to that all the time, just on sheer number of directions that I was being pulled in my life. But in this reset, I now get to be mindful. I have to do that grocery shopping to make sure we're fully stocked up, that we're prepared. And it's not just with all that frozen food and just like doomsday prepping, but again, in shifting that perspective, it's about what's going to nourish our bodies and being mindful for the types of food we're choosing. So vegetables and fruits, and really making meals that are going to nourish our, again, holistic mind, body, spirit, you know? Foods that are high vibrational, foods that will keep us grounded right now in this time of all this uncertainty. So those are just a couple really small examples of how I've personally been trying to shift my perspective so that I remain on Corona-Cation and not a quarantine. This time of being stuck at home has actually made me more free than ever. This time of being by myself has really allowed me to show up for others. This time of not going outside has really helped me go inside. On my Corona-Cation, I get to save money on gas because I'm not driving to work every day. I get to still work remotely because I'm fortunate to have a job, even though I have friends and family members who've lost theirs. I get to read those books that I have piled in my bedroom that I keep saying, I'll get to them, I'll get to them, I'll get to them. I get to do yoga in my own space by connecting via Zoom. I don't even have to leave my house. I get to save money on the sheer amount of coffees I was driving down the street to get because all my favorite coffee places are being shut down. I get to relook at my finances and see what I need to cut out or not when I'm trying to be conservative in these times for preparation. I get to re-examine who I am. I get to look at how strong is my faith right now and really play with these ideas and go deeper into places where my faith is tested. I get to have different ways to connect with new people and different spaces. I get to actually learn who my neighbors are after living in the same place for 3 years when we're all checking on each other to make sure we're safe and healthy and okay and have everything we need. I get to have different perspectives of what home means to me, right? I used to just think this was a place I'd come, wake up, go to bed, repeat my day. But now I get to see this space for a sacred sanctuary that it is. I get to. So in the comments below, let me know, what do you get to do on your Corona-Cation? I would love to have a space below in the comment sections where we all share this positive perspective shifting. Thanks, guys. I hope that you all stay healthy and, more importantly, stay hopeful. Hit that like button, that subscribe button, and share the love. Share the love, because we get to do that still.